Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
I think one of the best writers around at the moment is Alex Berenson, especially for reporting on COVID news and some of the truth behind COVID and the obviously the vaccines, all that kind of stuff. This latest report that he put out, titled "Italian Researchers Find COVID Vaccine Myocarditis Relapses in Teenage Boys Following Apparently Complete Initial Recovery." So, fairly important story, especially if you've got teenage children, teenage boys. Uh, and I think too, getting around some of the misinformation, or what our politicians, what the big pharma tell us is actual information, but some of the misinformation that's been put out there by our politicians, by big pharma. So it goes on to say the mRNA shots are the gift that keeps on giving. At best, we may be monitoring a lot of teens and young adults for heart damage for a long, long time. So I'll just bring this up so you can follow along. So it says two teenage boys who suffered heart inflammation following Pfizer's COVID jabs and then seemed to recover had relapses months later, Italian researchers have reported. Both teenagers showed evidence of new heart damage from the recurrences, including high levels of proteins from injured cardiac muscles. Scans showed one boy had new lesions in his heart wall and he needed nearly 2 weeks of hospitalization. The researchers could not determine why the boys suffered the relapses, which came 8 to 12 months after the initial myocarditis episodes. They called for tighter monitoring of anyone diagnosed with the mRNA-caused myocarditis and more research to determine if young people who suffered it might face severe future complications. Published in late May in the journal Vaccine X, the paper appears to be the first case reported showing mRNA jabs can cause recurring myocarditis or inflammation of the heart, but public health authorities and the media, which since 2021 have played down cardiac side effects from mRNA shots, have ignored it. Obviously, we've seen the same thing happening here in Australia from our health authorities and the media. So myocarditis has many causes, including viral infection and mRNA COVID vaccination. It is often diagnosed when people go to emergency rooms with chest pain, but can also occur without symptoms, causing people to have cardiac damage that is clear on heart scans or in blood tests, but does not cause pain or fever. Studies have shown myocarditis requiring hospitalization may occur in as many as 1 in 3,000 teenage boys or young adult men who receive a COVID jab, with the highest risk after the second dose. Many studies show Moderna's shot, which has more mRNA than Pfizer, has a higher risk. The underlying reason that the mRNA causes myocarditis and why it seems to affect young men more than anyone else remains a mystery. Researchers have proposed many different mechanisms, including direct damage from the spike protein the mRNA shots cause the body to make, immune system antibodies that mistakenly attack heart tissue instead of the spikes, or a more generalized immune system over response. So far, they have not settled on a definite answer. Crikey. So in 2021 and 22, public health experts and schools and universities, particularly in the US, pushed mRNA COVID shots on teenagers and young adults as essentially no risk. They were at essentially no risk from COVID. As the connection between the mRNAs and myocarditis became more clear, they downplayed its risks, calling it mild and transient. But studies from South Korea, Qatar, and the Tokyo Medical Examiner's Office have proved that mRNA myocarditis can kill and has led to dozens of sudden deaths of young adults in those countries. The link to the deaths was generally discovered only after autopsies or medical record reviews of deaths within days or weeks of vaccinations. The US and most other mRNA vaccine countries have not conducted similar reviews, so the total post-jab myocarditis death toll remains a mystery. You know, as he says here, everything was fine until it wasn't. I'll continue on before I say anything else. Another mystery is the long-term prognosis of teenagers and young adults who have suffered either mild or more severe post-jab myocarditis. Some studies have shown changes in heart functions up to a year later, but cardiologists disagree about whether the scarring visible on scans is severe enough to have meaningful long-term impact. Meaningful. I mean, it's only your heart they're talking about, I suppose. But the heart cannot regrow muscle after injury. Any damage it suffers is effectively permanent, which is why the possibility that the mRNAs might cause repeated episodes of inflammation or scarring is so worrisome. There you go. The gift keeps on giving. You know, I think authorities and the so-called health experts that kept telling us that there was little to no risk from the COVID jab. Well, I think they were basically lying to us. Either lying to us that they just didn't know at all, and they were just repeating what what Big Pharma were telling them to repeat. Either way, it's deplorable what they've done, the lies that they've told people, and now we're seeing our young people pay for their ignorance and their arrogance, pushing this poison onto an unwitting society. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to The Slippery Slope.
Wheels up on a cool spring evening. The breeze comes from behind. We join the birds out over the water and leave the city far behind. Hear the music playing in the distance. There's a love song on the line. Look out the window, the birds out on the water, and I'm singing my own rhyme. Here comes the sun, dancing on the moon. Here comes my baby in the distance. I can smell a sweet perfume. Can you see the stars? They're dancing to a tune. I know my baby, she's waiting in the distance and singing her own tune. I'm still in love with you.